So I finished with what I thought was my first official set of planned out sugar cookies. Turns out there's nothing set about this set at all. And I actually learned quite a few things about myself in the process. So the first thing I can't say I really learned this, but I reconfirmed something that I already knew. I am not creative in this way. And I think that hinders me a lot. So I was noticing as I was doing these cookies, if you kind of look at the overall set of what it is I've done here, there's one particular style of cookie that I seem to do very well on. And I say very well at my level of expertise or the lack thereof. And that was on these little birds. They all seem to come out pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with these. These little, they're super cute, and they're very, very simple looking, and they all came out pretty darn good. And I think that is because I knew exactly what they were going to look like. And I decided to just go ahead and do the same one over and over. And then of course I crackled one using the little crackle technique on this cookie here. Don't love it, but I had to do it to know that I don't love it. Well, I didn't have so much luck with some of the others. I didn't have a clear plan. I don't have a creative way with planning things out. And clearly in this type of creativity, I can't just wing it. But I don't know exactly how I would plan it out perfectly either, especially when it comes to the fact that consistencies are a problem for me. When I made the royal icing, I knew something wasn't right with it to begin with because I never was able to attain the stiff peaks that I wanted to start with. And had I had the stiff peaks that I wanted to start with, I might have been able to at least have a consistency that was like a medium piping consistency, that it would have the lines and the different little things that I was trying to do or may have wanted to do, knowing that I had something stiffer that was going to hold its shape. It would have allowed me more options. But for whatever reason, I am not getting those stiff peaks, which is interesting because one of the times that I made that royal icing, I did get the stiff peaks. So I don't know what it is that I'm doing that's different. So I need help. I'm going to find me some help. I did notice on these little birds though, that I actually do have a little bit of color bleed. So I've got the blue here and I've got the yellow here, and right on the edge here, there's a little tiny bit of blue that goes over into the yellow. So I'm not sure exactly what caused that. I also have a few that have cracks in them, and that's because I haven't quite figured out how to not really move them around if I'm needing to get onto the next cookie and I want to get it into the dehydrator. So I haven't figured out that one yet. I also think that I want to go with doing the same shape of cookie and the same, maybe using only 2 or 3 colors, and just getting really, really comfortable with piping and flooding, figuring out how to steady my hand better. I noticed that, you know, I wiggle. Even if I put my arm on the edge, it still wiggles. So I'm not terribly impressed with my ability to hold still and have nice, smooth edges on things. And I think I need to bring the cookie a little bit closer to me. Of course, the fact that I'm trying to shoot this and not have my head in the way, not have my hand in the way, that does not lend for me to be able to figure out what's the best way for me to stabilize, but I want to be able to video these. So who knows how the heck I'm going to accomplish that, but I guess if I am forced to figure it out, maybe it takes me a little bit longer, but then I'll be good to go. Oh, and I was attempting here on both of these cookies, on the mom, if that's what that looks like it says to you, and on the love, I attempted to do the pressure piping. Now clearly you can see that the consistencies that I was working with wouldn't have been ideal for pressure piping anyway. And I started out okay on the L on love and the first M. I started out okay with remembering when you go up, you're not putting much pressure. And then when you're on the downstrokes, you put more pressure, and that's how that creates that. And so I actually kind of did achieve it here on this M. And then I didn't know what to do after that. But let me tell you, it is so hard to think, okay, upstroke, little pressure, downstroke, lot of pressure, upstroke, little pressure. Like, what do I do? And you transition from the M, and then on the O, what's the upstroke and what's the downstroke? So definitely some learning to do on that one, practicing. I need to also figure out how not to stick my fingers into the edges of these cookies. I smashed the edge on this one right there. Ay, ay, ay. I am rather impressed with this cookie. Now, yes, I know it looks like a 5-year-old did it. It is super ridiculously simple. But there is one thing I notice about this cookie that is absolutely amazing to me. These little pink dots, none of them have cratered. No cratering. And that is so weird because I thought sure they were gonna crater. I was kind of counting on it. We are our own worst critics, I will tell you that. And so for me, I'm feeling like not amazed with myself. And I know that doing this more and more, I'm going to get better. I'm really glad that nobody was buying these or expecting these to be given to them for any reason other than, hey, we have cookies, now eat these. We have extra cookies on hand. Hey, my wet on wet actually came out kind of nice on this one. I think it came out pretty nice. My consistency, my flood consistency was really nice for the wet on wet. I don't have enough creativity in me in this way to be able to execute something like, oh, hey, I've got these consistencies that are working really great. Wet on wet is perfect for this. What do I do? Yeah, that's where I am with that. But I'm gonna keep at it, and I'm gonna keep making these videos. And if nothing else, if you are trying out cookie decorating and you're brand new at it, know that you're not alone if you're feeling discouraged, because I am absolutely feeling discouraged, especially when you compare what I'm doing here to the people that are doing amazing things, even if they're just simple things, amazingly well done, well executed cookies. And definitely not there yet, but I'm gonna keep on going.
Next time on Cooney's Cookie Chronicles.
The first time I made royal icing with this meringue powder, I did use wire whisks for the whole process. And then I heard, don't use wire whisks. We're gonna make our color today, we're gonna let it sit overnight, and then we'll be back looking at it all tomorrow. Drop a little bit in here. That's not a little bit, that's a lot of it. I don't know what oversaturated looks like, but I almost feel like maybe we should go just a little bit darker. Coloring icing and getting it to the right consistency is not for the faint of heart. And that's what we're left with.
Like a blue carrot.
It's like a blue carrot. And believe it or not, we do actually put white in the white icing.
So here's the real question. How much white do you put in the white? And how do you know when you've put enough white in your white? This is what we're decorating with.